So we continue with other ideologies in motivation. We have Herzberg. For Herzberg, he has two-factor theory, which are motivators and hygiene. So I'm going to read anyway. Herzberg divides motivation into two, which is motivators, these are motivating factors, and hygiene factors. So we're going to start with motivators. For motivators, these are reasons why employees are happy. They want to work. For motivators, it comes with the employees. Why are they happy? Why do they really want to do that job? That is about motivators. So I'm going to read. These are the motivating factors, and they ensure job satisfaction. Because workers are happy doing that job, that means it's about being happy to do the job. So if you're happy doing that job, it means the motivation comes from you. So I'm doing that job because this is the job I really like to do. So whatever are the reasons why I'm doing that job are my motivators. Then the hygiene comes from the employers themselves. What should be present within the workplace that makes workers to be happy? Those are hygiene factors. Get the difference between the motivators. Motivators are those reasons why you are motivated as an employee. Then the hygiene factors comes from the employers. So these things, those items in hygiene factor must be present at workplace if workers have to be happy. If they are not present, then workers will be dissatisfied. So we're going to start with hygiene motivation factors. The first one is achievements. I might be working because I want to achieve a set of goals. So I'm doing that job because that job would allow me to achieve the goal I'm pursuing. Do you get the first point here? Yeah. This doesn't come from the workplace. It comes from an individual himself or herself. I'm working because I need to achieve certain things. So my motivation comes, can we just stop that already? My motivation comes based on that fact. I need to achieve this. So because I will need to achieve that, then I have to work towards it. That's my motivator. Do you understand the first one here, achievement? Do you understand this?
Yes.
The second one is the work itself. You need to love the job you're doing. If you don't love it, then you'll be working for the rest of your life. So, but when you love the job you're doing, then you won't see it as working. So you're happy, you have passion for that job. So having passion for that job makes it to be like, oh, it's just normal for me. Do you get the point here? So the job you choose is a job you have interest in. So because you have interest in it, it's not going to get bored. You're not going to get bored with it. That's a motivator. Do you get it? Do you understand this?
Yes.
The third one, job advancement. The job allows them to explore and become better. So for job advancement, whatever job you take, you feel that this job would add value to you and might make you to get better, then you can do it. This doesn't come from the workplace. When you find out, you figure out that when you do that job, you can get better, then you choose that job. The next one, growth opportunities. When we talk about growth opportunities, that means there's a chance for you to be promoted. You have the chance to be promoted, then you can put efforts to do the job. Because you know that as soon as you do more, you get promotion, you get rewarded for it. That's a motivator too. Do you get it? So I'm doing this job, I'm putting effort in this job because I want to be promoted, I want to be elevated to the next level. Do you understand this? That's the last one about motivators. All these motivators, all these items in motivators are those things that workers must have. Makes workers to be motivated. It doesn't come from the workplace. It comes from the workers themselves. Now go to the hygiene factors, which must be present at workplace. If they are absent at workplace, then workers might be dissatisfied or demotivated. The first one, remunerations, the payment, the salary, the wages. So workers might be motivated based on what they pay them. So if the wage or if the remuneration is fair to workers, then they can be happy. So this doesn't come from the worker themselves. Workers do not decide what they get, right? The employer decides that. So if the remuneration is not fair enough for workers, they might be dissatisfied. Do you understand remuneration here? The second one, relationship with peers, your colleagues. So if the relationship with your colleagues are not cordial, are not nice, you might not be able to work. So you need a friendly environment. Isn't it? Isn't it, please? Yes. That means teamwork is also important. Not in the classroom, there's no teamwork in the classroom. The third one, working condition. The work environment should be conducive. It means it allows you the freedom, access to whatever resources you need to achieve your goal. So if the organization wants me to achieve certain things, but they are not giving me the resources needed, then I might not be able to achieve it. We talked about the SMART analysis, right? We talked about the SMART analysis here. To reach our objective, it must be specific, measurable, agreed upon, realistic. So if you want me to achieve certain things and it's not realistic, how do I achieve it? So the environment, the working environment should be conducive for workers. Do we get it, please? The next one, security. Workers must be certain that they can keep their job for as long as possible. So I cannot be motivated in a company that maybe in the next 2 years, the company is just going to fold up. So you have to see the company as a company that is going concern, that can stay for as long as possible. Do you understand? That means the company must be a company that is progressing. Because if the company is not progressing, you cannot progress. Do you get the point I'm making here or not? One of the accounting concepts is going concern, which means businesses must be run as if they will last forever. So if you are seeing your company as a company that will just fold up next year, so how can you secure your job? You cannot secure your job. Then you will not be happy because the future is not clear. So employers must ensure that the workplace is a place that workers can feel like they are secured with their jobs. Do you get the point here? Do we get it, please? Yes. And the last one, policies and procedures. It is important for companies to have their policies, but how they carry out their policies are the procedures, which is very important. So you have to be fair to everyone. You don't give exemptions. Don't treat certain workers this way and certain workers that way. You treat them equally. There should be equal opportunity for workers. So equal treatment. Do you understand? So management must ensure that there's equal opportunities. If not, some workers will be dissatisfied. There will be conflict, disagreement among workers. So all these must be present in the workplace. Without them, workers will not be motivated. Are they clear? Any question about Herzberg theory? For Herzberg, again, I'm going to quickly recap it. For Herzberg, he talks about motivators, which are those things that makes workers to want to work. And he talks about hygiene, which are things that must be present at the workplace if workers really need to be satisfied. If they are not present, then workers will be dissatisfied. Thank you. Yes, you have a question?
What's the difference between this and Taylor's?
And Maslow? Or what?
Taylor's.
Taylor's ideology. Well, this is different. For Taylor, he only talked about money, nothing else. But for Herzberg, he talks about different ideas, different ideologies that will make workers to be happy. There's money there. The only thing Taylor talks about was money, remuneration. But for Herzberg, he talks about a lot of different things. There are factors, there are reasons. Then there's a problem about Herzberg ideology. I wrote it anyway. Employers may not be able to be consistent. All these things are expensive, they are cost on employers. They might not be able to maintain this for as long as possible. So which means whenever there is the working condition or whenever the working environment, whenever the business environment is not ideal or is not interesting or progressing, it will affect the employers. To pay higher wages, they might not be able to do it when there's recession. To give a conducive working environment, they might not be able to do it if they are not making profits. So all this depends on the outcome of the organization. So if the organization is not making money, is not making profit, it might be difficult to maintain all these hygiene factors. So that is the problem about Herzberg. And for Taylor is simply talking about money as a source of motivator for employees. But for others, they talked about different factors aside money.
Which one do you prefer?
Well, it depends on the organization itself and what the objective of the organization is. I don't have an organization now, so I'll give you say about it. Claire, thank you.